Spiral, my boy. October 18th, one absolutely fantastic single is coming out, and I would love if you rated it. I'll make you an intro for it and everything. First things first, I need to clarify, I don't know if you remember this, but this is the same guy that made this song. And the reason I say this right away is because I want to emphasize how different that song is than this song, which to me is always one of the most impressive things you can do as a musician. So we have our classic indie progression, which is going back and forth between a 4 major 7 and a 1 major 7. But now I have a little bit of time, so I'm going to very quickly explain to you what that actually means. Every song has a scale, and most of the time we're looking at either a major scale or a minor scale, which contains 8 of the 12 notes that exist in music. If you want to get really complicated, then you start to get into like pentatonic scales and hexatonic scales, which have like 5 or 6 notes. But most of the time we're either looking at a major scale or a minor scale, and there's 8 notes. In this case, we are looking at a major scale, and it's B major. So the way that we like to organize all these notes in music is with letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And once you hit G, you go right back to A. So since we're looking at a B major scale, that means that the first note is B, second note is C, third note is D, and so on and so forth until you hit the 8th note, which is also B. Now the truth here is that your second note would actually be C sharp, and your third note would actually be D sharp, because that's the way that B major works. But that's complicated stuff, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I can get into that another time. So now coming all the way back to the indie progression, 4 major 7 and then a 1 major 7. Since we're in B major, that ends up being E major 7 and then B major 7, because E is the 4th note in the B major scale. You now officially understand the basics of music, and I'm proud of you. I love the beat and I love the melody with its enunciation of the major 7s, which are represented by the red notes in the chart that I just did. I love the vocal layering there with the harmonies. I love so much when harmonies are done in patterns that don't line up, because if it's done properly and with enough simplicity, you end up with your own coherent polyrhythm of harmonies. Nothing quite tickles my taint like a time signature change. He switched up the progression there using a note that doesn't belong in the B major scale, which is why it comes across sounding so eerie. Because normally you wouldn't be able to get away with doing something like that, but if you know enough about notation, it can have a really interesting effect. Solid 90.